Okay, guys, welcome to the show. After all the infields, I felt like it was time to create a more in depth video where I just explain some things and basically debunk common misunderstandings because just based on the comments I've been getting on the videos on YouTube itself, some conversations with friends and family, I just see the same things popping back up. And yeah, it's time to destroy them once and for all because maybe you're thinking of getting started with cold approach. Maybe you're already doing cold approach, but you run into certain situations. And yeah, the point of this video is basically managing expectations and showing you a very realistic view of what actually happens on the streets, what to expect, what not to expect, certain beliefs, certain ideas, and I just wanted to cover everything so you know what's waiting for you, or you can improve your cold approach if you're already doing it. So let's get into it. Yeah, let's go. So it's only for natural charms. This is so typical. People would say something like, "Yeah, but I'm not tall. I'm short. I'm bald. I'm ugly." This is about looks, but for example, I'm introverted. I'm shy. I'm too shy. I'm too introverted. I have approach anxiety, and so on and so on. It's very important to understand that your social skills are something that you learn with time, and it is a learned skill. Okay, it's not like you're born with this massive confidence. That's just not how it is. I used to be extremely shy. I was a very, very shy kid, always being close to mommy, being scared easily of other adults. Yeah, I used to be, then growing up, basically into puberty, 12 years old and older, I was extremely introverted, negative thinking, just nihilistic, all the bad things basically. And yeah, talking to girls was just too much. It seemed absolutely impossible, and the approach anxiety can be so overwhelming. Now it's very important to understand that cold approach is binary. What does that mean? You basically need to learn the skill to a sufficient level in order to make it work. So as long as you can make it work, it will work. Do not think that you need to transform yourself into the next James Bond. James Bond movies can be fun and might be there might be some interesting role models and concepts in these movies, but you don't need to be super smooth. You don't need to be funny. You don't need to be extremely charming. Basically, what you have to do and what you need to learn is open. You need to do the stop correctly and have her attention 100% and be able to start the conversation. That's where most guys just lack the skill. That's basically the problem. Once you get a conversation going, once you're on a date, things will usually work out. Now, after the approaches and the next stages of the dating and the courtship process, there's still things you need to know and you can develop, but those are usually way more easy to learn and to develop. The main problem many guys have, definitely in the West, is just not being able to approach a woman. That's the issue. If you can stop a woman and you can give her a direct compliment without weird without weird behaving, without behavior, without doing too many things wrong, you will basically get there. So don't think I have to be amazing, just think I have to make it work, and it will work, believe me. Confidence grows, yes, it definitely does. If you imagine the super confident alpha dude or whatever you want to call it in high school, the super cool kid that got the girls. Maybe he just grew up in a situation with better role models. Maybe his father was a sociable guy because his father was a sociable guy. Maybe you grew up without a father. Maybe you grew up in a different kind of situation. You went through some hard stuff in your life, and that's why you just lack the confidence. But that doesn't mean you cannot learn it. Okay, you can definitely learn it. Right, next. It will be awkward. Yeah, it will be awkward. I'll be anxious. She will be weirded out. It will be the police will arrest me. That's also something. Awkwardness does not exist. Only if you act on it. Only if you react to it. It's basically a feeling you have inside yourself, inside your body. And I would say the best thing you can do is call it out. Like, you stop the girl, she's stressed, she's like, looks a bit anxious, and you can say, oh, did I startle you? Did I scare you? Or, oh, you must be thinking, what the hell is going on? You can see all these things in my infields where certain girls just need more time in order to relax and completely, fully understand what exactly is going on. So allow this first minute, usually just 1 minute. In some rare cases, the girl will need more time to completely relax and open up. And it does happen, actually. It can be very, very surprising. But in most cases, just allow it to fully sink in. Allow her to defrost or to warm up, however you want to see it. Yeah. It's not because of the first 10 seconds she's not relaxed that she will not be relaxed in the end. You'll be surprised, man, how girls change. I had a girl that was literally shaking for the first, I don't know, 2 minutes. But she stood still. If she's standing still in front of you, her feet are pointing at you, it means she's probably interested in you, or at least interested in what's going on, and she wants to continue the interaction. If she really doesn't like you, she will go. She will usually just go immediately. Yeah, she's on her phone. Classic one, right? So this is either a genuine belief that if a girl is on the phone, you can just not approach her. It's completely impossible. Or it's an excuse. I've seen guys doing cold approach and then suddenly they don't approach a girl because she's on her phone. So in that case, it's an excuse. Same with headphones. Same with video call. I approached a girl in Barcelona in the mall, Mary Magnus Mall. She wasn't on a video call, and I just walked up straight to her table and said, "You look just amazing." And she was like, "Yeah, but I'm on the phone." And I asked, "Is this your boyfriend?" So she just showed her screen to me, and there was some guy there, and she looked at me like, my boyfriend. Oh, we're really good friends. And the guy probably really didn't like that, but yeah, she's on her phone. It's not an excuse. Basically, ignore the phone. You can see this in my infields as well. Excuse me. Yeah, you just want to go up to her and say, I know you're on the phone, but you look beautiful. You can do it. It definitely works. So yeah, on her phone, she has headphones in, something like that. It really doesn't matter. One thing, yeah, if she's sitting down reading a book, or if she's sitting alone having a drink or food, let's say on a terrace outside on a sunny day, and you walk up to her table, yes, you can make it work. However, in some cases, depending on the situation, depending on how good your approach is and how the girl's feeling, how her personality is, how good she is taking the approach, it might work, but it might also be a case of her feeling like closed. I mean, feeling like she has nowhere to go, like she's locked up, like the situation is like too static, right? If you're stopping her in the middle of the street, at least she can walk away. If you're approaching her at her table in a coffee bar or whatever, restaurant, terrace, she might feel like she has nowhere to go, and that might make her anxious. If there's like some sort of audience, basically other people looking at you, staring at you, if she's not a very confident woman, then maybe she will not like it that much, and she will say like, oh no thanks, I don't want your number, I don't have or I have a boyfriend or whatever. So other typical excuses or false beliefs are: she's in a hurry, she probably has a boyfriend, oh she's going somewhere, oh she's busy, so she's on the phone, she's listening to music, doesn't matter. You can run after her, and you should run after her, definitely, if you're really into her, if you think she's super attractive, you absolutely 100% should run after her. One of my most memorable approaches was in Malaga in Spain, where I saw a girl walking very fast from a distance. She was far away, and I really liked the way she was walking. She was wearing gym clothes, and she had headphones on, so massive headphones, walking super fast, talking like this with her phone in front of her. So yeah, I ran up to her. I ran for quite a while, very fast as well, and I came speeding in, and it was just beautiful approach. I really enjoyed it. I had an incredible date with her the next day. So there you go. It is perfectly possible. Okay, her being on the phone, walking fast, listening to music, doesn't matter. It is absolutely no reason not to approach her. Yeah, she probably has a boyfriend. Yeah, you don't know anything about a girl until you start talking to her. That's the main takeaway here. You have no idea. Your brain will automatically start making extremely creative excuses as to why you should not approach. So all the things previously named, listed, is the same. It's an assumption trap. It definitely is. You're making decisions based just on assumptions. You have absolutely no clue. You could say something like, "Oh, she's very pretty, so she's a bitch. She's arrogant. She's a whore." That's something that some guys really use as an excuse to cover up their own insecurities. It's complete nonsense. Don't call women whores. It's bullshit. You can basically be almost certain, almost sure that if a guy talks very bad about women, it's just to cover up his own insecurities and his lack of skill to get these kind of women. That's basically what it is. Like, oh, she's super beautiful, and I can't handle it, so I will create an excuse in order to not have a reason to try. Right? That's what it is. Complete nonsense. It's just insecurity. Yeah, women are attracted to men, so she wants to be approached. If you do the approach right, you can approach her. Even women that have a boyfriend, the so-called boyfriend objection is usually not an objection. It is a genuine fact. Unless your approach is just not good enough, she might say quite fast like, oh, I have a boyfriend, I need to go, I have a boyfriend, I need to go. But I would say from my experiences, 9 times out of 10, if she says she has a boyfriend, that means she actually has a boyfriend, and that is fine. That doesn't give you the right to complain about it. So she just has a boyfriend. She can still take the approach very, very well. She can still be very positive and receptive about it, and you can still see these kind of interactions as a gain, as a boost for your social state. I had incredible conversations with married women, with women that are going to their boyfriends, going to their husbands. They really love the compliment. It is completely possible. Okay, so yeah, you cannot just expect that every girl you approach will be single. That's just not a way of the world. Cold approach only works in certain settings, in a certain area, certain time of the day, with certain weather, when you're in a certain mood. So you can interpret this one in several ways. Let's start with location first. Ideally, when you do this cold approach, you want to find a busy shopping street. Why? Because you simply have the highest chance of seeing and meeting girls that are walking alone, walking solo. Those are just the easiest and best situations with the highest chance of you actually having a quality one-on-one interaction. Yes, you can approach girls with their mom, with her friends, okay, in a group, 2 girls, 3 girls, 4 girls or more. It's perfectly possible. However, for the sake of having a good interaction with 0 distractions or the least amount of distractions, and her not being influenced by other people, you want to be looking for a place where girls are walking alone. So this could be a busy shopping street. This could also mean a mall. However, don't differentiate too much between locations, okay? I had a long time where I thought that approaching girls in the gym, for example, would be weird or difficult. Same with supermarket, right? Oh, I'm in the supermarket. I can't approach her because she's in the supermarket. We're in the supermarket. You know, you're approaching girls on the street in a busy shopping street, and then you go to the supermarket and suddenly you can't approach. Those are just mental blockades you want to overcome. Another one is you're walking in the shopping street, and all of a sudden you see a girl, you like her, and you go in for the approach. But what happens? She walks into the clothing store. She walks into Zara. She disappears in the shop. What do you do now? Yes, you can follow her inside the shop. Okay, I've seen it work with guys. I've had it work for myself. In other situations, it didn't work out. So you want to experiment with this. The main thing here is getting the stop right and being direct with your intentions and the compliment. Okay? And also, I would say speed is important, so you don't want to wait too long. Let's say she walks into the shop, you want to walk into the shop as well, as fast as possible. But you will see that the interaction goes better if you don't hesitate too long. And I would still say there's a higher chance basically of having a successful approach if you approach her before she walks into the shop. So you definitely want to aim for that. Yeah, so just focus on getting her attention and being direct. That's the main thing here. Oh yeah, and create the opportunity. So what you want to achieve with cold approach is getting rid of this belief, or getting rid of being dependent on coincidence. So we're not swiping on dating apps. We're not waiting to get lucky, right? We're not staying up longer in the club to hopefully meet some girl that maybe had some drinks, or just waiting to finally get in the right mood. And maybe you'll just need another drink, right? Maybe you need another beer. Maybe you need to stay up a little bit longer, and then suddenly you will magically change, feel better, feel the vibe, become the life of the party, and then you'll become super attractive. That's not what we're doing here. You are taking action, and your actions change your mindset, give they give you more confidence and boost your social state, and you basically approach the girls that you chose, and it is completely a consequence of your behavior and what you're doing. So that's the point of cold approach. Yeah, rejection, getting rejected. So all these rejection compilations, you can see if a girl tells you she's married, she has a boyfriend, she needs to go, or just no, or she ignores you, those are not rejection. It means that she's unavailable at that moment in time, and maybe your approach is simply not good enough. However, as said before, if she says she has a boyfriend or she's married, that probably 90% of the time means she actually has a boyfriend. So that's not a rejection. It might make you feel bad if a girl does not stop and declines your invitation, but it's not because you feel bad that it counts as a rejection. It's better to assume that your approach needs to be better, okay? How do you look? What is your body language? How are you stopping the girl? Okay, again, you will see this time and time again. You will hear this several times. It's all about the stop and about being direct, okay? That's basically the main thing you need to work on. That's starts with awareness, but you need to get feedback on this, because most guys are just struggling with this part. They just don't know how to stop a woman. They don't know how to give a direct compliment completely out of the blue on a moment that they chose. They just don't know how to do it. Something else you should keep in mind is the importance of doing an actual session. So what is the session? A session is you choosing a moment in time, a moment on a certain day, where you decide to do several approaches in a row. So I would say do at least 6 approaches. And what you will notice is your social momentum will massively increase. Let's say you already did a few approaches in your life. Most likely the way you did it is at some point you suddenly felt good or confident. You did an approach, maybe it went good, maybe it went bad. But it's just one approach, right? The idea of then immediately going in for another approach, yeah, maybe it's weird, or you just didn't think of it. Honestly, the first approaches I did in my life were super spread out over time. So I would do an approach, then wait an hour, do another approach, and that's it. And then 1 month later, I'm on vacation in Malaga in Spain. What happens? I do like one approach, and then the next day 2 approaches maybe. But if you want to completely boost your confidence, you should be doing several approaches in a day. I would say at least 6, and then going basically taking it from there. Now, once you are approaching several days in a row, several weeks in a row, what will happen is all these so-called rejections, you will not feel them as much as you used to. So you will literally forget about them. All the so-called rejections in Barcelona, I mean, honestly, I can't even remember them. So I can't say this enough, but it all starts with the right open. You need to be able to stop a woman. Are you direct? Are you giving a compliment? How is your eye contact? How is your body language? Okay. Are you stopping her in the right way? Most guys cannot do this. I've seen guys that think they know how to do it, but they simply don't. They just don't. And then going from there, what you need to do is basically getting the reps. You need some feedback on this because it will save you a massive amount of time. So if there's anything at all that you must understand from this video, it is that you can do this as long as you want to do this. And it is about making it work. It's not about becoming James Bond. It's simply about getting the right information, getting help, getting feedback, knowing what to do, and taking action. All right? It's not about the way you look. It's not about how rich you are. It's not about having a six-pack. It's simply about doing it, going out there, taking action, getting as many reps in as possible, dealing with the rejection together with somebody else that guides you in this process so you can get results, so you can get with the kind of girls that you want to be getting with, all right? You do not want to waste your time with dating apps, not developing your mindset, not developing your social skills, and just feeling bad, feeling sad and lonely, and just wasting your time on dates and interactions that are simply not going anywhere. As a final point, we can talk about the fact that a lot of people think they cannot approach or they cannot be successful in dating or with women because they're too introverted. So I said it before, but I used to be super introverted, shy, anxious, scared, all these things. Talking to women seemed impossible, like, and it was just too much. It's very important to not be too attached to your personality type, right? Don't just define yourself as, oh, I'm an introverted guy. You just need to go out more and talk to more people, all right? So as a final point, we can talk about the fact that many guys think they cannot be successful with women because they're too low energy, too introverted. Now, this is absolutely not true. I used to be a very shy, very anxious guy, very introverted, very nervous, scared, afraid. And the whole idea, the whole concept of talking to women was simply too much. It seemed like almost an impossibility. Don't forget that social skills are a learned skill. And if you firmly believe that you're too introverted, the problem with that is you will just assume it's impossible to improve this. Now, I can guarantee you that if you go out cold approaching women in the middle of the day for 3 days in a row, you will be a lot less introverted. Your social energy will explode. It will completely change the way you feel and the way you view yourself. So that's basically what cold approach is about. It is about boosting your social energy. On the other side, it's not because you're super extroverted and jumping around and talking to everybody that you're better with women. Not necessarily. I've seen guys that are super extroverted mess up interactions with women because they simply can't contain themselves. So they have these bursts of energy, these explosive interactions where they just have to say something, have to be loud, and that's not always a benefit. And a matter of fact, it's sometimes it's just really not. So you can leverage your thoughtful energy, and you can leverage the fact that you're low energy, more laid back, and just focus on listening. If you're struggling with this, if you've had enough of the nonsense of dating apps, if you don't feel like going out to parties, staying up late, getting drunk in the club and just waiting to get lucky, then you need to get started with cold approach. If you feel like it's too much, it's too stressful, makes you too anxious, it's weird, you want to get started but you don't know how, you just can't get yourself to do these first approaches, you can send me a DM on Instagram. You'll find my Instagram on my YouTube channel in the comments, and send me a DM. Tell me your story. I'll just answer your questions and we'll take it from there. It's very important that you can make this work as long as you want to, as long as you're willing to go all in with the skill for just a short period of time. It's not about becoming super successful and like the Casanova or, you know, the next James Bond. It's about making it work, about getting the reps in, boosting your social state, which will increase your confidence and automatically give you results.